there is something happening every time we go to that setback. It could be that you have yelled at your partner, or that you watched porn, or that you consumed too much alcohol that night, or that you didn't go to bed, but instead you doom scrolled for 3 hours straight. When we are there, in the setback, we probably don't feel too good about ourselves. We feel bad. We feel shame. We feel like a failure. And it feels like it's hard to get back on track again. And therefore it feels easier to continue with the bad habits for a while. Because just the thought of getting ourselves back on track feels overwhelming. But what if this is the wrong focus out of the setbacks? And what if the setbacks are actually setups for us? So when we get there, in the mud, we feel shame. We feel bad about ourselves. We feel like a failure. This are the time to not look down on ourselves, but instead meet ourselves with compassion. Not as an excuse to choose the bad habit again, but rather that now I've already made this decision that might not be in service for me, but still I did it. I'm on the other side of it now. So how I choose to meet myself in this moment is crucial. If you meet yourself with more shame, if you look down on yourself, if you feel like a failure, you will repeat this cycle. You will continue to feel bad about yourself. You will continue with bad habits as well. But if you instead meet yourself with compassion here, you don't look down on yourself, but instead you focus on that part of you that feels ashamed. And you meet it. Not in an intellectual level, but rather in your body. It's probably a feeling that you are running away from, that you don't want to face, and this feeling is emphasized after you've made that bad decision. So this means something that lives in here was triggered by the bad decision you made, and now it's coming up to the surface. So either try to push it down again, or you see if you can welcome it with compassion. To let that like shameful feeling that's maybe in your chest and it's like coming up in your throat, like you actually get in there and you stay with yourself. Not to shame yourself, and you don't either run away, but you're there, present with yourself. This is how you relate to yourself after making a bad decision in a new way. And the more you practice this, to relate to yourself in a new way after making these bad decisions, your setbacks, it will not feel that overwhelming anymore, and you will not feel that bad about yourself anymore, and you will not feel the need to get back on track again, because the very act of meeting yourself after the bad decision, you naturally start to feel good about yourself again. Because you're not resisting what is already within you. Instead, you are giving room for it to be there. You are kind of owning an aspect of yourself that you previously tried to push down. And every time you try to push it down, the more it was hard for you to stay away from consuming porn, alcohol, social media, yelling at your partner, whatever it is, right? But when you allow that shame that comes after the action to be acknowledged, it will not be an issue anymore. Because you're meeting yourself. And then, interestingly enough, the very need to engage with the thing that's not serving you will kind of fade away by itself. You will not feel the need to doom scroll, to yell, to watch porn. Because you've started to accept that part of yourself. And by doing so, it's not that hard to be with what is here anymore. So therefore you don't need the escape. You don't need the reaction and act out on your partner. Because you can kind of handle everything that goes on within you. It's not too much. It's when it feels too much that we escape into things that's not good for us. So, don't see it as a setback anymore, but rather as an opportunity to meet yourself. And as you do, the habits that no longer serve you fade away by themselves. And with that being said, I hope you have a beautiful day, my friend. And I see you in the next video. Bye.